Hi everybody, Lindsay Wilson from Positive Performance and the Mental Training Entrepreneur Bootcamp. Good morning. Today I want to talk about life mindset and time management. And I'm talking to a lot of people about the Mental Training Entrepreneur Bootcamp. A lot of people have kids or really busy lives and are trying to figure out how to get it all done. And as always, I'm sharing it in my groups as I'm talking to you. Let's see. How do I get it all done? Well, that in itself is a little bit of a joke, or tongue-in-cheek, I should say, because I don't often get it all done, but I do survive. So I'm going to share, hopefully, some wisdom that will help you, because I have been doing this whole business thing for a while. Let me do one more share. Okay. So let me give you a little snapshot of what I'm working with, if this will post. Yeah, I've been in business for myself for 10 years. I have a 3-year-old and a 6-month-old, and my husband has a pretty busy job in tech, and a house to manage and all these things. So this is how I do it. And I will say, hi, someone just came on. Say hi if you're on. I see someone just come on. Oh, Fred, hi, Fred. This is how I do it. And I think everybody has to find their way. Whether you have kids or not, just balancing it all these days is really, really tough. And a lot of, I think, not only is there the time management piece, but there's also the mindset around it. Especially, I think, with in my situation, working and being a mom at the same time, oftentimes at the same time. Hi, big time. Hi, Fred, you're the best. So I'm going to go through a couple things that have helped me a lot. All right. First of all, I think the thing for myself, and I think this is true really if you're going to go into business for yourself or you have a busy career, figuring out what your non-negotiables are. And for me, that's the non-negotiables with my family in particular. And that is, I generally want to be around when my kids go to sleep, and I generally want to be here when they wake up. Not all the time. It's okay if it's not every single day. But that's what's important to me. And I also want my kids to eat healthy food. So, that's kind of it. Everything else, there's other things that I want to happen, but those are the things that are really important from a, I want them to feel loved and all those sorts of things, but just from like a practical day-to-day task, situation. And then of course for myself and for my husband, we try to make sure to have some time where we can finish conversations. We try to have date nights, and I try to exercise. Those are the things that sort of keep everything in the Wilson-Nichols household going at an okay pace. From there, especially as a business owner, I really try to, people call it like time blocking, but I really try to have set work times. And right now, it's not a lot. I only work really consistently 2 days a week for 6 hours, because that's when I have nanny time. I work more than that, but that time I know that I have. Like today's a little bit of a bonus time because my mom's able to watch the baby and she's sleeping. Hi everybody that just came on. I saw a bunch of people just pop on. So having set work time, where at the minimum I know that I have 12 hours a week to get stuff done. Now that doesn't sound like very much, but for those of you that have been parents, you know how much you can get done in a small amount of time. And even those of you that are coaches or athletes, how many times have you heard or said it to yourself that athletes get better grades during the season? Anybody experience that? Fred, you're a coach. That time management piece where you're forced to manage your time better, oftentimes results in better results. So that's definitely true for me. I know that I only have a set amount of time. And so like I have to bang out stuff. I have to prioritize stuff, and like I can't lollygag. So that's actually really helpful for me from a time management standpoint. With that, I have to be really clear about saying no. So I may, and mentorship and connecting with people and networking and that sort of thing is important to me. It's not as important right now. Someone just came on, just because I don't have time. Oh, Krista, you're gonna relate to a lot of this. Krista's got kids and she's a mental training coach. So I don't have a lot of time for that right now, but if I do that, it's going to be like when I take one of my kids with me. It's not going to be during those times when I only have 6 hours to work, unless it's a critical piece of my business. Because ultimately, if I'm not spending time during those 12 hours a week on money-making activities or nurturing my list or connecting with people, then I can't have a sustainable business. I can go out for coffee all day long and network with everyone in Seattle, and it's not going to move my business forward. So getting a little ruthless about saying no has been critical for me as well. That doesn't mean there's not going to be a time in my life when I do more of that, and I have done more of that in the past. Just right now for me, that's not a huge priority. So limiting those times and activities of things that I can do. And I will also say that managing my expectations has been really critical. Now, let me just say this. I always say motherhood is an exercise in low expectations for just really everything. And those of you that are parents can relate with this. Just manage. It's always about managing expectations because, like, excuse my language, but some shit's gonna go wrong, right? Like the shoe's gonna be lost, or like they're gonna have an accident, or like whatever. And I think the same is true for my business, because I don't know if, knock on wood, a kid's gonna be sick, or I have to take them to the doctor, or we didn't sleep last night because both of them were in our bed. And so managing my expectations about what I can honestly get done on a week-to-week and day-to-day basis is really important. But I am driven in my business, right? And so I want to get things done. And so one of the things that's really, really worked well for me is a couple things. One is you can think of them as sprints. So like there'll be 1 or 2 weeks where I am like balls to the wall, getting stuff done. I'm very clear about what I have to get done. Like this has been a great example these last couple weeks, because I have the launch for the Mental Training Entrepreneur Bootcamp. I've had so much to do in regards to that, and it's been like that focused sprint time that I have a set amount of time that I'm gonna be working a ton, and then that's gonna be over. And then there's gonna be other times when, I'll really stick to those 12 hours a week. I won't work at night. I'll be at the playground, maybe emailing someone, but not, it's my expectations then lower. And then they raise up again for like a certain amount of time for certain projects. And I will say with that, being very clear about what that project is and or the goal for that time, and then being very clear about how much time that is. So maybe your sprint is 5 days and it's Monday through Friday. Well, what is going to be accomplished at the end of that week? I found that to be really, really helpful, because it's really hard to be in sort of like, at least for me as a business owner, and I guess as a person too, I'm much more like all or nothing. And so for me as a business owner to be in like, second or third gear all the time, and like not really making a lot of progress on things, and like not really finishing things, has me in sort of like this constant state of like kind of stressed and kind of disappointed, if that makes sense. And so for me, having set times when I have set projects to finish is much better for me, because then I have a goal, I have a set amount of time to accomplish that goal, and I get excited for stuff like that. And then at the end of it, I feel good. And I feel like I accomplished something, and then I can kind of chill out for a while and get back to life and maybe clean my house and like get on top of like going to the post office and all the other like shit that we all have to do, right? And so little sprints with high expectations is then balanced by downtime or like medium time when I have lower expectations. Does that make sense to you guys, those of you that are watching? And again, this is not just for people that have kids. This is just for like busy lives. But that time management aspect has been really helpful for me. So that's managing expectations, like I said, an exercise in low expectations, but also again, having those times when I have higher expectations. And that feels exciting to me when I do that. Okay, the final thing is, and by the way, I'm looking like a hot mess right now, and I didn't do that on purpose, but I let myself stay at this place because I really want you to get, I did put lipstick on, but an accurate picture of just like how crazy it is. If you're thinking about being an entrepreneur, it really is a little bit crazy. I have not showered today, like full disclosure. I did brush my teeth, so we're on the fast track for having a great day. But it is messy to have a family and be an entrepreneur, especially with my husband's job, which is really busy. But it's also fun. It's awesome. I can do that, and then I can like take the entire afternoon off and like go hang out with my kids. And so I mean, I think parenthood and entrepreneurship in and of themselves are sort of chaotic anyway, and you put them together and it's just like a whole hot mess. But I kind of like chaos, so I think it's kind of fun. Anyway, with that, I will also say that celebrating when you feel like you have things like dialed in, and again, this isn't just for having a family, just entrepreneurship in general, like when you feel like you got your stuff figured out, like acknowledging it and feeling like celebrating, maybe not in a formal way, but actually like saying, you know what, today was a good day, because the thing is, tomorrow may be like back to like pure insanity. And so I have really learned to, like, when I feel like I have a good day, like I go get groceries and like I get shit done, work done in a small amount of time. I feel focused and like I have my to-do list, I get things done, and then I have the afternoon for my kids, and then I have dinner ready. Like when I have those days, I like give myself a big giant high five and I'm like, you're an awesome entrepreneur, you're an awesome mom, you're an awesome wife. And I like literally tell myself that, because I know that there's gonna be other days when I'm just like, I have nothing figured out at all. And I try to have a sense of humor with those days too. Like I come into my house and it's like a bomb went off and I'm like, well, we're just gonna roll with it. And so I think celebrating those times when it goes well, because knowing those are fleeting, having a sense of humor when it's not, and you know, not all that is easy all the time, but I see a bunch of people that just came on. You guys, if you comment, then I know, I think if you're my friend, maybe it pops up that you're watching, but if you're just watching, you're just sort of like a looky-loo, that's fine too. But if you want to comment and say hi, or you can wave, that's awesome. That I know people are on, because I see numbers pop up. Okay, so those are my little tidbits of advice for the mindset around getting things done and being productive. Hi, Freddie. With having a business, kids, a house, a husband, and like a crazy busy life. So I see a bunch of people just came on. Hi, guys. So managing expectations. Let me just recap on what I talked about. Managing expectations. Having low expectations sometimes, and then having high expectations for a set amount of time. You will be surprised if you do a sprint in your life or in your business. I got a thumbs up. Thanks, guys. You will be surprised how much you can get done in a day or 5 days or 2 weeks if you have a set goal for a set amount of time. And then you can go back to like sort of getting things done, maybe not at the same intensity. With that, saying no to certain things and managing your time and having set work time, I think has been really, really helpful for me. Figuring out your non-negotiables. Like I said, I really want to be around when my kids are going to bed and when they wake up in the morning, and I want them to eat healthy food. I want to have a little bit of time for exercise for myself. I want to spend some time with my husband so that we can like actually finish conversations and like enjoy our time together. And then finally, celebrating when you actually have things figured out and having a sense of humor when you don't. So those are my tips. Talking to a lot of you guys at Mental Training Entrepreneur Bootcamp. Friendly reminder, applications and doors close on Friday. So it's Tuesday today. If you are thinking, maybe I want to apply for the Mental Training Entrepreneur Bootcamp this year, I don't know when it'll run again. I know a lot of people are asking, they want to do it next time. I do not know. I actually never know. I don't know when it'll be open again, but it's open this week if you want to apply, but there will be no more applications accepted after Friday because I have to get through all the videos and applications. Okay, I'll put the link below if you're interested in applying, and go ahead and say hi if you're here. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.